Xcode has always had a reputation. It's Apple's tool for building iPhone applications, super powerful but intimidating. Endless menus, panels, and windows that you're just supposed to know your way around. And that's where a lot of people who wanted to build an app give up. But Xcode 27 changes that, because it's now packed with AI. Claude, Codex, and Gemini are built right in. And that makes building an iPhone application approachable for almost anyone. So today we're gonna use Claude inside Xcode, and I'll show you step by step how to build a real application from a completely empty project. You'll hear some new terms along the way like agents, MCPs, skills, plan mode, and I'll explain each one in plain English the second it comes up. So let's get into it. Quick heads up before we build, this exact workflow, plan, prompt, shape, iterate, and best practices is what my book on building apps with Claude covers. Idea to App Store, no code, link below. Okay, so here's what you're gonna need to try this. You're gonna need to install Xcode Beta, at least if you're watching this right after I publish it, because at the time that I'm recording, Xcode 27 is in beta. Now, the good news is that you don't need to pay for an Apple developer account to try it out. You just need a regular Apple ID. Just go to developer.apple.com/download and download Xcode Beta. And to use Claude specifically within Xcode, you're gonna need to have a plan. But if you prefer, you can also use Codex or Gemini. And also keep in mind that maybe at the time that we're watching this video, Xcode 27 is out and you can download it directly from the App Store. Another little caveat is that you don't need to upgrade your computer. I'm actually using macOS Tahoe 26 and I install Xcode 27 without any issues. That's all you need. Let's get into it. First thing that I want to do is open Xcode Beta. Okay, so here I have Xcode Beta, and the first thing that I want to do is create a new project. Now, I'm actually gonna choose a template, but if you just want to explore, you can just select app and this will start a new project right away. But just to build a real app where you give it a name and all that good stuff, you need to choose a template. So I'm going to select app here and press next. Okay, so the name of my project is going to be Farolito, which is actually a Mexican restaurant that is close to my house and I eat there a lot. And I noticed that they don't have an application. So I was thinking maybe I could just build an app that displays the menu items and I could even sell it to them or exchange it for tacos, who knows. But anyways, I'm going to call my app Farolito. You need to select your team. So I already have my Apple developer account, but if you don't have one, I don't believe you need to select one when you are just developing the application. All right, let's press next. Select the folder where you want to save your project and press create. Okay, so this is how Xcode 27 looks like. By the way, I went ahead and changed the theme. This is actually one of the new things that you can do. So if you press Command, this will bring the settings. And in the Appearance tab, you'll find the themes that you can use now with Xcode. This is really cool. So you can just choose here the one that you like. I'm gonna be using this one. This is the standard one. This is the one that everyone is used to it. But even further, you can even customize it here by just playing with the values. And there is a new tab, Intelligence, which is the AI, and this is the cool stuff that we want to use. Now, by default, Xcode comes with Apple Intelligence, which is a local model that you can run in your computer. So if you don't have a subscription with any of these AI providers, you can just use the local AI. But to be fair, you know, it's pretty basic. It's not going to be really useful. So I personally recommend to use Claude. It's the one that I found, you know, that works great. But Codex, it's also great. Gemini also works. So you need to just connect it, like set get. You're going to need to enter your credentials. And once you do that, it's actually going to download agent skills and plugins so that Claude knows how to use Xcode and how to develop applications with Apple's best practices. Same for Codex. So once you set up your agent, you can just go ahead and close this. On the right, you can see the application. This is the Hello World. And by default, it's actually using a Mac view. You can see here that we're selecting a Mac. This is the automatic. If we go at the bottom right, you can select iPhone. You can change this depending on what device you want to test. Now, keep in mind that we are within Xcode. This is actually a preview that we can view inside it. But there is a new app. So if you go to the menu, menu, here, select Xcode, and then open Developer Tool. You'll find all the developer tools that we can use within Xcode. So these are like standalone applications that live inside Xcode 27. And the new one is Device Hub. This is the actual one that I have here already open. And let me maximize it so that you can see how this looks like. This is amazing. Apparently, I wasn't the only one that wanted a dedicated Mac application to manage my simulators. But on top of that, there is a game changer feature. Apple allows you now to control your physical device from Device Hub just by connecting it. So I have here my iPhone 15 Pro Max with iOS 27 beta installed. And I'm going to connect it here by selecting it. Then I'm gonna say view screen and boom. Now I can actually control it from the computer and the real device is updating. So this means that I can do anything I want here. This is definitely my favorite feature. So for example, here you can play with the liquid glass appearance. You can see at the bottom that is changing. You can toggle between light and dark mode. And it's just very comfortable to do this directly from the computer without having to grab the phone. All right, now that we have everything set up here, let's go back to the Xcode. And on the top left, you'll find this coding assistant window where you can start new conversations with the agents. So let's press new conversation. I already connected Claude and Codex. I'm gonna select Claude, and here's where the magic happens. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is paste this prompt that says generate multiple previews of a Mexican restaurant application. The restaurant is called El Farolito. For now, you can use dummy data, but just add Mexican food like tacos, tortas, and that kind of stuff. Now, asking for multiple previews is something that I recently started doing. Agents will generate a UI by default, but your eyes can choose better if you can see multiple options of how the layout is going to look like, and then you can decide which one we want to go for. So I'm gonna say each preview should have a different layout. I want to explore how this would look like before we commit into a specific design. So be just specific here. Each screen should have its own preview and name. Now, I recommend that you do /plan so that we get better results, and Claude asks clarifying questions. So let's do a plan, hit enter, and now we're in business. Okay, and we have the QA. So I'm gonna select here that I want to see several different layouts of the same content. Yeah, since I don't have real photos right now, maybe once I go talk to the Farolito guys, they can give me some pictures, but for now, let's use emojis. Let's go for 5 layouts. Let's see what Claude comes up with. I'm going to send my answers. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to select here where it says my Mac. Then I'm gonna select my iPhone 15 Pro and run the application on my iPhone. Oh, that was quick. After a moment, I can see the plan. By the way, pro tip, you can use Command 1 to toggle left sidebar. So Command 1, now we can actually see the plan. We can see the scope, the approach. Right now, we're gonna be using dummy data. So this looks amazing to me. Let's go ahead and say yes on the left. By the way, if you don't wanna test this on a real device, you can always select a different simulator. Okay, and something really cool is happening. You can see on the right that Claude is actually taking screenshots of the previews. So it literally has access to a phone and it can see how this looks like. Now, and I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself right now, but this is thanks to a new MCP server that it's available and comes by default with Xcode 27. It's called Xcode Tools. And this MCP basically allows Claude or any agent, even if the agent is outside of Xcode, to control the simulator and actually verify that the UI looks like you want it to look like, and also validate that the feature actually works. Okay, so it added the screen. Let me recompile by pressing Command R. All right, here we have it. Oh my goodness, guys. And this is a fully native iOS application. How exciting is that? And of course, this is compatible with light mode and dark mode by default. We can navigate to the classic list. Okay, this gives me the entire information. We could actually keep all these layouts because I am really liking them. Let's navigate to the grid. It's good. Let's navigate to the hero. Ooh, I love this one. I mean, imagine if I go to El Farolito and show this application, hey, I made an app for you. Your clients can download it. Just give me free food for the rest of the year. I love it. Categories. Ooh, this is amazing, and it's using gradients. If you take a look, the UI is really nice. I mean, I think Xcode comes with skills that Claude is using without having to install it. You could bring your own skills if you want, but by default, Xcode 27 comes with skills created by Apple, which is a game changer. This comes with dark mode. I really like this one. Maybe I would add an animation here, like a parallax effect with the cover image, but definitely I love this design. So that's our application, but let me actually bring back the conversation menu here, and I'm going to create a new conversation because I want to show you that the way the agent can interact with the device, it's not only through previews, it can also control the device. So let's see if it can control my physical device. I haven't tested this right now, so this is real time. First of all, I'm gonna say, please list the MCP servers available. Hit enter. And this is what I was telling you guys. Xcode Tools is an MCP server that comes with Xcode 27 and allows the agent or any agent that you want to connect to basically control the device. Okay, so I'm gonna ask Claude to drive the entire flow, meaning control my physical device, navigate to each item, and see if it actually works. Okay, so the physical device isn't available for automated interactions. So it's gonna actually use a different one. It's gonna use the iPhone 17 Pro. Okay, that's what I thought. So let's maximize this. And I'm going to select the iPhone 17 Pro, which is the one that it's gonna use, I believe. Okay, and it's now installing the application. Ooh, we have a little crash there. That's fine, it's the beta version. And it's controlling the phone. App is running, I'm not doing anything. How cool is that? Now the agent is taking screenshots of the application, verifying the look, press events. There you go, it's pressing and it's navigating, taking another screenshot, verifying that the workflow actually is correct. It's scrolling, that's nice. Navigating back. This is amazing. Sometimes when you are developing with AI agents, it's hard to provide feedback of how the application looks like. So you need to take a screenshot, maybe pass it manually to the agent. Maybe you need to explain that, it's not scrolling or something. Now the agent can actually interact directly with the application. Okay, so at this point, I'm just gonna stop it. I'm gonna bring back the settings by pressing Command, comma. This will bring this window. And just wanted to mention that the Model Context Protocol allows any agent to control Xcode, even if it's outside Xcode. So if you're using a different agent, even if it's outside Xcode, you can still control the device using the Xcode Tools MCP. You can also connect any extra plugins. So for example, if you click on plugins, you can add a specific plugin here. You can import from Claude Code. This will bring your skills. Maybe you have a specific skill with your brand guidelines, for example. By the way, if you're new to skills, check out my book, or I also have a free video in the YouTube channel. If you use Codex, Codex also has plugins that you can bring and import to Xcode. This is Xcode 27. I'm genuinely excited for what Apple is doing, literally embracing AI like they are doing it right now. I think it's the best move. And with the device hub, being able to control my physical device, it's just a game changer. If you want to keep learning best practices on how to prompt, how to actually save the progress of your project, deploying to the App Store, maybe creating also applications that work on Android, check out my book From Idea to App Store. The link is in the description. If you find this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and if you're down to learn more about agent skills, check out this other video. I'll see you in the next one.